Hi guys, it's Emily. Welcome back to my channel. Today I have a flip through of a journal for you. This is a guest design team project for Nikki Adegun. Her Etsy shop is Musings by Nikki, and she has fabulous digitals, guys, like seriously, and she makes the most beautiful journals. So you need to go check her out. I will have a link to her YouTube channel and to her Etsy shop in the description box below. I used like 8 of her kits for this journal. I got a little carried away, as usual. And I will list all of them in the description box as well. I'm not gonna like sit here and spout off all the ones that I used. So just go down and check that out in the description box, okay? It is, I didn't even measure it and I forgot to count the pages. Of course I forgot to do that. It is about 5.5 inches across and about 8.5 tall. The spine is 2.5 inches approximately. There are 5 signatures. Yeah, like I said, I forgot to count the pages, but it will be in the Etsy listing. So that'll be linked. There'll be a link to my Etsy shop in the description box as well. So you can go and check that out if you're interested. It will be listed by the time I get this video uploaded. All right, I'm so happy with how this turned out. I am super excited about it. I used a Farmer's Almanac book for the front and back covers, and this book is from 1992, I believe. It's not, you know, terribly old, but I really liked the blue, and I just wanted to use, you know, something farm related because it is a farm journal. The main kit that I used is Nikki's Farmer's Wife kit, and it is awesome. And I just wanted to kind of, you know, make sure that I had a farm theme going the whole time. So I just used some like, it's probably duck cloth, canvas type material to cover the spine. It is a hidden spine, so everything is sewn in on the inside, so you can't see my stitching. I made a sort of tassel here. We've got one of my dried or pressed black-eyed Susans here that I made into a little charm with a little bee and some fluffy stuff here and a little bit of vintage lace. And then that's attached with a garment pin. And then I just used this cool like metal clip thing. This is a vintage brass tag. And then I just used some vintage fabric and tore it and made it a little bit of a tassel. I just kind of tied it on there. And this whole thing, you can remove all of this. It's just attached here with a jump ring, so you can yeah, I think you can take, well, no, sorry, I take that back. You can, this is removable, and the stuff down here is removable. The actual chain itself is not, so that is attached to the jump ring permanently, pretty much. I mean, you could get it off if you really wanted to, but I don't know why you would. I love this brass tag, so cool. I got these on Instagram. Let's see, I will link, or I will put her her Instagram name. It's Mad Fox Studios. She has the most amazing vintage items. So you need to go check her out too if you're into vintage stuff, because I know I am. I used a piece of this gorgeous kind of gold chiffon sari silk for the closure, and it is just wrapped around here, doubled up, and attached on the back cover with an eyelet. And this is a beast. It is a beast. Look how awesomely floofy this is. Like, Oh, I'm in love. I love the floof, the floof, the floof. All right, let's get it open here. I used some more of that vintage fabric here on the edge of the covers. And then the first part here is one of Nikki's trifold or tri-level tags, I think is what she calls them. I think this is the harvest one. I said I wasn't gonna do this, didn't I? I have everything here. I'm not sure where it's written down. Country Harvest, that's what it's called. But I absolutely love this. It is glued down, and then I have the twine glued here, as well, just to hold it closed. And then it opens up like this, and you have some tags here, and there's also, let's see if I can get it out here. There's a bingo card, little piece of ephemera in here. And then over here you have two kind of long skinny tags. And then I had, she provides a sheet in the kit that you can use to print on the back, and I love that. I love it. Come on. All right, and then here you have a large belly band, and inside is an envelope. And then I created just a little booklet of paper out of this piece. So you've just got some different sized coffee dyed papers. Those were from Dee Dee. Thank you, Dee Dee. And then I just decorated it up a little bit. And that slides in there. And then the envelope just has a string closure, and inside is a little journaling card with some fruit on it. It just looked farmish to me, and I just wanted to use it. I thought it would be a nice little addition to the front cover here, and that's what I did. But these are really fun to make. They are, yeah, they're really fun to make. I just added, this is actually, the word marmalade is from one of Julie, the old design shop. One of her, it was in one of her ephemera packs. I don't remember which one, because I have a bunch of them. All right, and then we get into the first signature. And then this is actually a page from the almanac that I used for the front and back cover. Make sure that you can see here. I did create a writing board. I'm gonna start adding these to my journals. This one is a really cool, this was kind of a tissue paper. And then I just put that on top, and then it's a couple layers of craft cardstock, and then some vintage, my words are failing me today, transparency plastic, and then I just sewed around the whole thing. So basically, when you've got when a page is really floofy, let me find, see if I can find what I'm talking about. Well, let's just pretend that we want to write on this page or this page. We want to write on the back of this page, right? So you can put this here, and then it kind of gives you a flatter surface than if you were trying to write with this bumpy tag back here. Does that make sense? All right, so that is included. So I just have, I just made a little pocket here, or a little tuck spot, and then this is a tag from the kit with some vintage fabric at the top. And then I just used, this is just some parchment type paper, some vintage ledger. I have a couple of these definition cards in here, which are kind of cool, vintage. I have some book pages in here that are Gordon Benningfield. I have a couple books of his, and he's an amazing, he does amazing, or he did amazing drawings and artwork. So I included those because there were some of like farm scenes. So it was kind of perfect. And I didn't want to cut it, so, or fold it, you know, I wanted it to be, whoops, I just dropped that. You know, I wanted to leave it whole, so it's just folded over, and then you just have a little field note journaling card in here, in this cute little seed packet. Let's see if I can find that I dropped quickly. Nope, that's not gonna happen. Let me grab a new one. Let's see if I can reach. There we go. So that's just clipped on with a little spiral paper clip that I am running very low on, and I need to find more. I haven't really looked, but I got these, I got lucky and found them on clearance at Hobby Lobby a while ago. And I don't know if I will find more. That's sliding out. Some vintage graph paper, some coffee dyed doily that I turned into a little pocket for this. I also used Nikki's Golden Sunny Flowers kit. Some tea dyed paper, just some lined paper here. This is scrapbook paper. Oops, I forgot to put something in here. I'll go back and do that. I'll make sure I add something there. This is a little clip, and then I just added, let's see if you can see that, a little flower charm on there, and that is holding the string for this little flip down file folder, and then it's also holding a vintage playing card. And then this scrapbook paper I backed with vintage sewing pattern paper. So you have a little place to write here, and then you can close it up and keep it secret. All right, some more, this is just coffee dyed or tea dyed ledger paper. A bag here, and then inside is an old Uno score sheet. And then the other side of that book page, or a different book page actually, I'm sorry. This might have been, I can't remember. Oh, I have a children's book that is James Herriot. Is that the name of the guy, of the veterinarian who, oh, now I can't remember. Anyway, there were farm scenes, so I used that. Some lined paper. This is a scan of a 1920 farm ledger that I acquired, and I was super excited about. But I scanned it because the pages are, as you can see, they were torn. And I love how this looks though. And it was like, it wasn't written in at all. It was like brand new, but in kind of bad shape. Anyway, I have the scans already, and I will be listing those in my Etsy shop as a digital soon, hopefully this week. If not, then next week. And then this comes in the kit. I have some vintage lace here, and I made into a pocket. And then this is just a little, if I can remember how I tied it, okay. A little farmer's yearbook that Nikki includes with the kit. And then you've got some measures, and then you've got some places to write here. So I thought that was kind of fun. And then I just tied it here with some string. The paper is from Dee Dee, and she used turmeric to get this gorgeous yellow color. I love it so very much. It's so pretty, and I thought it went really well with the oh, the sunflowers. I forgot what they were. Oh my gosh. I have a ruffle here made with vintage fabric. And then look at this. This is my favorite page ever. Like, I just absolutely love this. The little girl with the kitten and the strawberries and the everything about it. I am in love. And then this is just some trim. It's not vintage or anything, but I thought it just reminded me of, like, you know, I don't know. It reminded me of maybe like rope, you know, to like lasso, I guess. It was reminding me because of the loops or something. I don't know, but I liked it. So, and then we're on to the other side. So I will go a little faster. I made a little ruffle here with some sewing pattern paper. And then you have a little belly band, and then the fabric here is to keep it from falling out. And then there's a little tag. The other side of that bag, I have a page from a work basket from the 60s that I got at the antique mall. And it just had some, you know, things that I thought a farmer's wife might be interested in. And then a pocket here and a larger field note card. Again, you've got the sewing pattern paper on the back of this scrapbook paper. And this is one of the labels that comes in one of the kits, I think the Sunny Flowers one. And then there's a vintage card catalog card in here, just as a journaling card. This is just a plain manila tag with some vintage fabric at the top. And then you have a little paper clip here holding another little mini file folder. And then I just used some of that fabric. And then look at that gorgeous picture. That's another Gordon Benningfield page. And then that just holds that together. And then this fabric ruffle is not mine. That was given to me in Happy Mail, and now for the life of me, I can't remember what shop it came from, but I really liked it, so I added it here. This is one of those infamous Target seed packets, and I stamped on it with the seed type. I just decided it was corn and that it was sweet corn, and then I added a date down here at the bottom that it was purchased, just to make it, you know, kind of more realistic. And then I just did a little layering here. This is from a very old Farmer's Almanac, I think 1926. I have some little stampy things here, some vintage lace behind, and then you could write on this side, and then there's a little postcard in there. And I liked this orange juice ad. I thought it was cute. Little corner pocket here. I have a vintage horse playing card and a tea-dyed Rolodex card. It's more paper than card. And then I made some little fabric tags out of this adorable bunny fabric that I have, which is vintage. And then that's the first signature. I love this stove. Someday I will own one. I don't even care if it works anymore. I just want one in my house. Someday. This gorgeous lined sunflower paper. This is from the actual book, the 92 Farmer's Almanac. And I put that together with strips of scrapbook paper so that they would be, you know, correct and vertical, sitting upright. I have a little vintage card here, little Bo Peep with her sheep. And I made a snag-free paper clip out of one of my matchbooks. If you were at my live a few weeks ago, you would have seen those. So I thought that was cute. It's an ad for like a houseware set that you can order for $1. Is probably from the 60s. And then another Gordon Benningfield sketch here. And on this side, let's see if I can do this at this angle. Probably not. Come on. We can do this. All right, there we go. There we go. Okay. I don't want this video to be too long, but this is a rather large journal, so I apologize. You can watch it at double speed if you'd rather. Made in the little pocket here. This is scrapbook paper, but I loved the yellow. And then another horse. This would have been like a swap card. So it's like a playing card, but it's blank on the back. And it does have this. I didn't do this. This was on there, so I just left it. It's usually pretty hard to erase. But I liked the horse and kind of the farm in the background. And then this is one of my fabric ruffles. And then I just added this stamp certificate that I have from the 60s because I liked the yellow again. I was kind of like doing a yellow and blue thing. We have another work basket page here. I just figured a farmer's wife would collect some of this stuff, right? This is a Tim Holtz ephemera piece. And then this is a bridge scorecard. This is not old, but I just liked it. And I thought a farmer's wife, she probably plays bridge with her friends, right? And then just a little tuck spot and a little rectangular tag, some more ruffle. And then this is the middle of this signature, and I used one of these index metal tabby things from Tim Holtz. And then you have an envelope here. This is a Tim Holtz flower that I used for to hold the flap down. And then inside is this gorgeous journaling card. Now those little index, I just want to show you, those little index tabs, I did try to wipe it off on scrap paper ahead of time, which did help, but they leave a little bit of a mark. So I just wanted to show you, just in case you're purchasing this, and I don't want you to, be upset when you get it and you see that. It doesn't bother me, but it might bother other people. I love these chickens here. More turmeric paper, gorgeous. And then another just plain tag tucked in here. And I love these little piglets with their mama. Look, she's so happy. And then here's another field record card from Nikki. And a pocket here. And this is Old Design Shop ephemera. And then it was like a front and a back, and I just sewed them together. So you got the whole thing. And then some more sewing pattern paper on the back of the scrapbook paper. And then this was one of the pressed flower pockets that I made in a video. I will try and link that at the end of this video. And then some vintage lace down here at the bottom. Another card catalog card. This one's from the 90s. I love those so very much. And then this is around somewhere before 1950, just an oil receipt from a company in Ohio. I actually have these for sale in my Etsy shop if you're interested. And I will be listing more vintage ephemera. We have another one of Nikki's file folders, and then this is another one of the Old Design Shop pieces of ephemera. And then another Gordon Benningfield, look at that cart. Isn't that awesome? Hopefully you can see that. I'm getting a bit of a glare here. And then a sketch on the back. Oops, sorry about that. And then that is just held on with a paper clip, and I just added some of the vintage fabric to that. And then here's another one of the mini file folders, and I just have it tied down with string, and it just flips open like this. And then you can just tie it back up and hide your secrets inside. And then I have a belly band here, and I just layered up some sewing pattern paper, and this is one of Nikki's labels, and this is one of the words that comes with the Farmer's Wife kit. And then you have another little Uno scorecard here from the 80s, and a tea-dyed Rolodex card. And this is another page from the book. And then this gorgeous lined page, little tab, fabric tab here. And then these tabs come in the sunflower kit. I love these daisies. Another page from the book. This is a vintage seed packet, and I just created, just turned it into a pocket, and then there's just a plain tag inside. And then here we have a very large paper clip. But here's another, oh, how gorgeous are those little sheep? I love them. And then this really pretty image. Oh, where's that coming from? Hold on. Let's see if I can fix that. I'm not sure where it's coming from. Sorry about the glare, but yeah, it's really pretty. And then this was the very large paperclip pocket that I made in a 3 and 30 challenge way back on letter J. And I was saving it for this particular book because of the sunflowers on the front. And we have a journaling card inside there. And that just clips on this page. I promise it does clip on this page. And I liked the polka dots. I don't know. I mean, I don't know. I love everything about this journal. I'm very happy with it. This was just like in a pack of ephemera at Tuesday morning. I don't even remember, but it's how to carve a pig. And if you are if you don't like that, you may certainly throw this away. Yeah, I understand that some people might be upset by that, and that is totally fine. Just throw this away, no big deal. But it's a journaling card. It has been coffee dyed, so you could write on the back if you'd like, or throw it away, like I said. I don't, my goal is not to upset anyone. This is a vintage needlepoint pattern. And then I just used a little Tim Holtz paper clip here to hold one of Nikki's mini file folders on. I love that pattern. And there we go. All right, another bag. And in this one is, you've got a little sewing machine charm on here. This is a vintage, needle book from A&P. I just acquired this literally over the weekend. And I thought, how perfect is it for this journal? And I added some paper inside. So it's now a little notebook as well, but I haven't done anything. The needles that are in here are the ones that were left. As you can see, some of them are gone, but you still have the needle threader and a few needles anyway. So I haven't done anything. These are the ones that were in here when I bought it. And I thought that was super cool. So that is in this pocket. And then your little charm. And then you have a gorgeous cow. This is in the Farmer's Wife kit. And some more field note cards. And some more of that 1920s farm ledger. And then you've got a nice lined page there. Another journaling card and a tuck spot. And then we're in the middle here. I love this image too. How awesome is that? All right, I made a side pocket with that lace. Another card catalog card. This one, I'm not sure. I can't find the date. 1986, there it is. Some more lined page. And then here you have a little scorecard, piece of paper that I did tea dye. And the lines kind of bled a little bit from another one that was on top of it, but I still thought that was cute. And then just a little vintage flashcard that says light, just as another place to journal. And then one of Nikki's pockets and one of her tags, some more of that chiffon at the top, and a Rolodex card. This bag has some more work basket in it. And this was, I thought that was quite appropriate for a farmer's wife. She probably does a lot of canning, right? And then you've got another file folder here that's held on with another one of these clips, and this one has a horseshoe charm. I'm not going to take this off because it's just plain inside, but I did some more layering with Nikki's labels and a word from the kit and some sewing pattern paper. Another sewing pattern paper ruffle and a little vintage button here on the end. Another horse card. This is another one of the ones that's blank on the back. And then another of these pages from the Gordon Benningfield book. And this one was very plain on the back, so I sewed it together to make a large pocket for this piece that is also from Julie at the Old Design Shop. I just thought that was perfect. It's like an embroidery transfer pattern instructions. I love it. So that goes in there. Just like that. And yes, it sticks out the top, but I did that on purpose. I love when things are just sticking out all over. This is a vintage playing card. I just added that because it was blue. Tim Holtz ephemera there. Just a coffee dyed index card and one of my fabric ruffles. And then I loved this because of the puppies, honestly. So I added, that's a page from the almanac. This was the other side of that daisy page, and I added some Tim Holtz daisies here just to give it some more interest, and another one of those bunny fabric tabs. And then we're on to the fourth signature. Whew, this is a long one. Sorry, guys. Look at this gorgeous, gorgeous page. I am absolutely in love with that. Oh, some more of the almanac page. This one is an actual playing card, but I loved that image. And this is Tim Holtz, I believe. Another seed packet here. Hopefully I won't drop this one, this clip, but it has one of the little mini field notes inside. And then the scarecrow, I love him. And these gorgeous birds on the other side. Another one of Nikki's gorgeous tags with some vintage fabric at the top. And then this is another scorecard, and then it's tea dyed. And this is scrapbook paper. And then this is one of Nikki's labels. I think, vintage frame labels. And then one of her file folders. And then I have some really cool old vintage wood stamps here. I mean, how cool are these? And they don't stamp wonderfully, but I just love them. So I just added a J and an 8 there. I have no idea. There was no reason, no rhyme or reason at all for that particular choice. Yeah, it was kind of random. And then we have sewing pattern paper on the back of the scrapbook paper here. One of Nikki's pockets, and I added some vintage fabric and the word bounty. And then there's a field record card inside here. And then another Tim Holtz paper clip holding this file folder onto this ledger paper. And then some more work basket, I believe. This one has some canning and preserving recipes on it. This is another of the fabric ruffles that I'm not sure where they came from, but I was given them by my dear friend Lori, and I think maybe Grammy's keepsakes, but I apologize, I cannot remember right now. These adorable little baby sheep, this cow and the chickens, another pocket here with a catalog card. Love this page too. Very cool. Made another little flip here. These are early peas. I don't know. I was just making stuff up. And this is some more of the vintage, like 1926 almanac that I have. A vintage button, some masking paper. I made a little faux bow out of some of that vintage fabric and the vintage lace. And then inside is a sunflower journaling card. Oops, there we go. And then that gorgeous page, some more turmeric paper. Try to go a little faster here. Another corner pocket and a card there. And this gorgeous page here, another bag with a plain tag inside. And then this was another one of the pressed flower pieces that I made. I will link that video, like I think I said that already, at the end. And you've got in this tuck just a plain Rolodex card, and then back here is a piece, oh, it's vintage from, it was like an insert in a magazine. It might have been in the work baskets, I cannot remember now. But I just loved it, and I thought, you know, a farmer's wife, she might keep coupons like this, right? So this was 25 cents you paid for 98 assorted Christmas and all occasion greeting cards. Like, how cool is that, right? So I thought, you know, a farmer's wife, she's going to keep stuff like that. Any wife is probably going to keep stuff like that. And then I have another little farm. This is one of the trading cards. I love these. And then here, this is just a piece of vintage ephemera. I have no idea what it is. I just really liked it. It was part, I was given it like as a free gift, a free, you know, thank you thing when I ordered some vintage ephemera off of Instagram. It says April 3rd, and then it's, I don't know what the year is, but I just liked it, and you could write on it if you wanted to. And then you have a paper clip I made here with some of Nikki's labels, and then just added some Tim Holtz ephemera and one of those savings stamps because they were yellowish, and I just like that. And then you've got just, you know, I don't know, a picture in there. And then let me put this back on here. And then this side, this came from an estate sale. It was just a rectangular thing. I have no idea where it came from. I just rounded the corners and inked it up. I backed it with some cardstock. And then this is from a first day cover from the 60s. It was just inside the envelope. So I just tag punched it and added that as a journaling card. Some more of the book page. Another one of these oil company receipts in this belly band. This gorgeous sunflower. I'm telling you what, I want to print these out and frame them and put them all over my house. They just make me feel so happy on a gloomy day, right? If you just look at that and you're like instantly happy. It's raining today, so I am enjoying this very much. I love this farmer dude. He just looks like he's just had enough or something. I don't know. I like him. You have a nice place to write here. Another one of Nikki's mini file folders, another page from the book. And then this is a pocket that I made. This was designed, or this idea came from Pam at the Paper Outpost. I will try to remember to link her in the description box if you want to go check her out. She was doing, she still is, I think, doing a series on how to use up book pages, but this is actually some Tim Holtz glassine paper, and then one of Nikki's pieces from the kit. And then you have Mary Had a Little Lamb card inside here. And then you have, this is a playing card with horses and a farm scene. And then this is an old postal card. They use these to practice, like the postman, when they, you know, it was like a training thing. They would use these to learn how to do their job. So it's old. I'm not sure how old. Let's see, I think I have that back here and this one here, and then you could put more stuff in there if you wanted to. This is just a little strawberry charm here on this clip. It's actually holding something on the other side, but you have another page from the book that I thought was just really cute with the pigs. And then it is holding on another of Nikki's file folders here. There we go. All right. And then one of Nikki's journaling cards, a little rooster there. And a Rolodex. This is scrapbook paper. Another one of my fabric ruffles. And then you have like a double tuck here, one of Nikki's tags. I layered up that's some Tim Holtz ephemera and one of those savings coupon or stamps. This is one of Nikki's pieces from the sunflower kit. This is one of her labels. And then you've got sewing pattern paper on the back again. And I just kind of made this a little double tuck. Some more of the work basket paper, and this one is all about sewing. I mean, any respectable farmer's wife, right, is gonna probably know how to sew. Sorry about that. Apparently I ran out of space on my phone, so it just stopped recording. Ugh. Anyway, I'm pretty sure it just cut off and I noticed. So anyway, I was saying I used this large piece of belly band and wrapped it around the page and left a little bit hanging out as a tab. And then I just added a card catalog card on this side, and on this side is one of Nikki's sunflower journaling cards. Love this turmeric page. And then the center with these chickens. This looks like my chicken. Well, she kind of looks like a cross between my Ezzy and my Shia chicken. And then we have another pocket here with the lace. And this is a Tim Holtz flower. Some sheep in a pasture. This is all Old Design Shop. So this is a advertisement for canning labels, and then I made like a triple side pocket here, and you've got some of the labels, the canning labels in here that you can use as journaling cards if you'd like. I just thought it was kind of cute how it kind of holds them there. I liked that. Another bag here, another one of the oil company receipts. Another one of, that's a pocket that comes in the kit, and a plain tag inside, sewing pattern paper here on the back of the scrapbook paper. And then a library card in here. And this is just like a message notebook or note. And I tea-dyed it, and then I'm not sure how I got that pattern, but I thought it was kind of cute, so I just left it. This is Tim Holtz ephemera, and then look at those pigs. Look at his happy face. And some more pigs on the back. And that just goes in there. And then, yeah, let's see. We've got another seed packet. This one I decided was string beans. Layered up some Tim Holtz ephemera with that almanac page, a vintage button, and then inside you have just a coffee dyed index card in this one. Page from the book. And that's the end. Look at that horse. Isn't he pretty? And then on the back here, this idea also came from Pam at the Paper Outpost. And I used some of that Tim Holtz glassine paper again. This is from the kit, one of Nikki's kits. This is not. This I got in Happy Mail. And then these are from the kits. This is from the Farmer's Wife. This is from the Sunflowers. Again, Sunflowers, Farmer's Wife. So this just opens up, and then I just added vintage ledger paper inside. It's just paper. you could add other things if you want. It was just getting really bulky, so I just went with paper. And then it just folds up, and then I just have this yellow ribbon to tie it together. To hold it closed is what I meant. All right, guys, that is it. And I will definitely add something to that one tuck spot in the beginning that I missed when I was filling this up. And like I said, it will be available by the time the video uploads. And check out the videos that I have added to the end here if you want to see how I made those pressed flower pieces. And check out Pam at the Paper Outpost. I will link her below. And definitely go check out Nikki's YouTube channel and her Etsy shop, also linked below. All right, guys, I hope you have a fantastic day, and I will be back tomorrow. I think I have a little craft with me tutorial type idea, and yeah, I want to share it with you. So yeah, have a good day, guys. Until I talk to you again, take care. Bye.